Hello everybody and welcome back to Cisne con corbata. My name is Cisne and today we're going to be talking about the importance to warm up before drawing. Let's begin. If you are watching this video, chances are you're interested in graphic arts and may even be an artist yourself or aspiring to be one. If so, I have good news for you. This channel is all about art, and this particular video is part of my playlist of drawing for beginners. So, if you like that kind of stuff, subscribe down below and don't forget to click the notification bell to be the first one to know when I upload new videos. Okay, now to the video. When I started drawing around 4 years ago, I wasn't aware that warming up was something that was necessary. And I have found that many new artists are in the same boat as I was. That's the whole reason I think this video is necessary, because there's many good artists that just go completely unaware of how dangerous it can be to not warm up before drawing. So if you're a part of the group who didn't know that warming up before drawing is necessary, you might be wondering why it is necessary. It's not like it's a sport. Well, it might not be a sport, but you are still using muscles from your wrist and arm specifically. If you don't warm up, you can develop carpal tunnel syndrome. So a quick disclaimer, I am not a doctor, I am not qualified at all to talk about health. Everything that I'm about to tell you is based on my own research and experience, but it is not medical advice. If you want more reliable sources, I'm going to leave you links down in the description. Please do not use this as medical advice. Basically, we have this nerve called the carpal nerve that runs through the whole length of our arm. If this nerve gets strained, it can cause a tingling sensation, numbness, and pain in our arm and wrist. If we allow this to go on without treatment, we can end up developing weakness and a lack of coordination. And in a lot of cases, this needs to be treated by surgery. And again, I'm not a doctor, so we're not going to go into specifics about carpal tunnel syndrome, but instead we're going to be talking about ways to prevent it. As graphic artists, our hands are our instruments, so we need to be extra careful on the way we treat them, especially if our livelihood depends on this. There are many ways besides warming up to avoid developing carpal tunnel syndrome, so we're going to go over them really quickly. First of all, we have correct posture. This not only refers to the way you hold your pen and place your arm, it also includes the way you sit and the level you put your screen or your paper at. Next, we have drawing with our whole arm, not only our wrist. This is something most of us have a hard time getting used to, but it can be easily be achieved by using a big drawing area. Now, drawing in a big surface is not always possible. For that, I recommend drawing at a distance, or if you are in a digital medium, use zoom a lot. Then we have my favorite and probably your favorite too. It is resting your wrist. When you are working, try to make it so you are drawing from 20 to 30 minutes and then resting for at least 5 minutes. Then you can go back to drawing again, but always keeping up this pattern. Something that works a lot for me is picking a day of the week, and during the entirety of that day, I do not draw, not write at all. I do this to ensure that my wrist is completely rested and recovered. Now, onto the reason for this video. In my opinion, the best way to avoid developing carpal tunnel syndrome is to warm up, taking at least 5 minutes before starting to draw to try some of these exercises. This first exercise is about what I already covered in my muscle memory video. It's all about doodling. Please do not think a lot about this or about any warm-up exercise. They are important, but they shouldn't be stressing you out. When we are using warm-up doodles, we want to go from the most simple thing and increasing little by little the difficulty, but still not making anything that's very stressful. We can start by freehanding straight and curved lines, using variations in length, direction, and even the pressure you are putting onto your pen. After this, we are going to move on to basic shapes. Circles, squares, triangles, just draw them over and over without thinking a lot about it. Remember, the goal is to warm up, not to be perfect. Once you have some basic shapes down, you can start to add perspective to them and even utilize the hatching technique to apply shape to them. Remember, this is not about creating art, at least not directly. This is about warming up to avoid injuries. So don't think a lot about it and don't put pressure in yourself. This should take you 5 minutes. Now I have some warm-up stretches for you. The first of all is extending your arm, the one you used to draw, in front of you, with your fingers pointing up. Then with your other hand, press your fingers back towards your body. Hold this position for 10 seconds and then point your fingers down and do the same. Make some repetitions and you're good to go. Another useful exercise is to make a fist. Roll your wrist 10 times to the right, then 10 times to the left. Keep repeating this as much as you feel comfortable with. While we are in the topic of fist, making a fist and release it in a grabbing motion for around 10 seconds is another useful exercise. This last exercise is something that I do very often, even if I'm not about to draw, because it's just really fun and it helps a lot with coordination. You just have to touch your thumb with your other fingers. You can either go fast during 1 minute or hold each one for 10 seconds. Do any combination of these exercises for 5 minutes before starting to draw. This way you will prevent developing carpal tunnel syndrome. If you found this video useful, give me a like and tell me down in the comments what other exercises you know to warm up before drawing. And if before watching this video you didn't know that you had to warm up before drawing, well, first of all, now you know, but instead of answering my other question, then now just tell me what's your favorite cartoon ever. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I wish you a great day and an amazing life. See you next week. Goodbye.